Thank you, Mr. Chair, and congratulations, Ia Carter, on your upcoming post in the state of California, what many call paradise. We only accept the best of the best, so you're going to fit right in. Congratulations. And to Admiral Thomas, thank you for your service to our nation. I wish you the best in your upcoming retirement, and really appreciate all the contributions you made to the Coast Guard over the years. So congratulations on your upcoming retirement as well. Before we get started into the substance of today's hearing, I'm compelled to express my disappointment again with the newest account of the Coast Guard's handling of Operation Fouled Anchor. The latest disturbing revelation by the former sexual assault and response coordinator at the Coast Guard Academy details a disturbing and blatant disregard for victims in an effort to protect the reputation of the Coast Guard. If the Coast Guard wants to mend its reputation, it must commit to real transparency and real accountability, which includes the senior leadership. The Coast Guard is a great organization, but those who have dedicated their life to service deserve better. The Coast Guard is in the midst of recapitalizing cutters, boats, airplanes, helicopters, shoreside infrastructure, and information technology. In recent years, in almost every case, the procurements have been over budget and over schedule. While it is important to recapitalize and modernize Coast Guard assets, we must address the ongoing production issues to ensure a timely and cost-effective delivery. The Government Accountability Office, or GAO, has reported several times that the acquisitions of new Coast Guard assets routinely come in delayed and over budget. This is a concerning trend, particularly for a small and under-resourced service that is forced to rely on aging and obsolete assets to conduct its missions. Improving the acquisition program requires investment so the Coast Guard can bolster its oversight and create internal capabilities. It also requires investing in U.S. shipbuilding to ensure we have shipyards capable of building the assets we need. U.S. shipyards depend on contracts from the Navy and Coast Guard to support their business. But the Coast Guard is oftentimes outbid by the size and value of Navy contracts. Recently, this has forced the Coast Guard to rely on the lack, or should I say, on shipyards that lack experience with government contracts. We cannot rely on the Coast Guard to be the subsidizer for the ship industry. Time is of the essence to bring on new cutters, shoreside infrastructure, and IT systems. Not only do modern assets mean improved mission readiness, but they also mean better quality of life for our coasties. Service members want their families to live in the best quality housing and want to work in buildings that are not falling down around them. That starts with investing more in shoreside infrastructure and eliminating the estimated $3 billion backlog. Ultimately, service members deserve to live and work in places that are not on the brink of failure. Congress and Coast Guard leadership owe it to the personnel to deliver this. I have visited countless Coast Guard stations where buildings are either damaged, outdated, or completely unusable. I have said it before and I will say it again, we must fund the Coast Guard at the level significantly higher than requested and appropriated in recent years. I welcome the Commandant's push to be a $20 billion agency by 2030, including a need to more than double the procurement and construction and improvements account, otherwise known as PCI&I. Even GAO has recognized that the funding typically requested by the Coast Guard underestimates their need for recapitalization by more than $800 million each year. All signs point to the need to fund the Coast Guard at higher levels. I was heartened to see the House appropriation mark include a $500 million above the budget request for the PC&I account. That is a step in the right direction. But future PC&I funding must match or exceed $3 billion per year as reflected in the Coast Guard Authorization Act and the Commandant's recent statements. I hope this hearing continues to shed light on the growing resource gap, and this serves as a wake-up call. With that, I yield back.